Something I've been thinking about for so long. The way that anime operates. It's a bunch of little things, like the story structures it uses, the way it tries to hook you in. Usually for one to pop off, it has to be cool, or have some sort of flair. For example, My Hero Academia and JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. A lot of people are attracted to these when they're first getting into it, because of the way they're formatted and the way that they introduce you to the story. How, if you were to make your own, then what would you really need to do? I also think that you could see this in Bleach, but we'll get into that later. Before I get into the obvious part, that being the art style, is that both My Hero Academia and JoJo's Bizarre Adventure have intros that start with narration, that fill you in on what's going on. My name is Izuku Midoriya. This is a story of about how I became the greatest hero. When it comes to their flashbacks and flash forwards, they always tell you what the time period is. It's the way it presents itself. It tries to make it comprehensible and simple through the dialogue, of course. That's just one of the perks of having good dialogue, that people can, understand you, and you don't waste their time while doing it. Another thing that helps is having such an understandable preface. The reason why My Hero Academia is so popular is that it's about superheroes, an understandable thing to Western audiences, and basically audiences like everywhere. And you know how JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is, bizarre. The series doesn't bang you with that type of stuff right off the bat. It eases into it. The first truly bizarre thing that you witness is Dio, and probably what he does to Jonathan's dog after. I'd also say it's the openings. They usually tell you as much as you want to know. Like, it's pretty understandable. You can make some pretty good assumptions off of the openings. Oh, it's My Hero Academia. These must be the heroes. And I also noticed that the dialogue doesn't lay anything too heavy on you. They never go into abstract concepts unless it's next to normal things. They don't tell you the entire philosophy of the series as long as it's dumbed down. And this makes it easier for the audience to digest. You should primarily write about things and not concepts. Writing about things makes it easier for the audience to process it, I guess. And the names of the series, they're also self-explanatory. My Hero Academia, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Well, his nickname is JoJo, so Jonathan nicknamed JoJo. Yeah, makes sense to me. Just the overall presentation is very raw. And JoJo and My Hero Academia have one of the most defined art styles. They just know what they want to do with it, they know who they are. It helps the series be identified easier. You'd see something and be like, oh, that's from JoJo. And they'll just tell you things straight up, this is All Might, or goodbye, young Jonathan. But the title of the episode can also tell you something as well, like Dio the Invader, as well as the use of color. And of course, as well as voice actors. Yeah, both of these series have good voice actors. My Hero Academia is almost, All Might's voice is just top tier. And of course, I've been saving this part for the art style, the character designs, the big eyes with the whatever this head shape is, and in contrast to JoJo's relatively normal looking individuals, but glammed out. And yeah, I feel like I just had to make this video because it's always been something I've wanted to talk about, but now let's talk about a little bit more. Now, the thing about anime is that you either get into it or you don't, and I think a good example of this is Bleach. When I first started watching Bleach, and I saw the Gotei 13, and I saw their outfits, I didn't know exactly what to think of them. A lot of things in Bleach made me a little bit what vibe is this even really going for? Or is this the vibe? And it's kind of you're in denial, oh, this has to be it has to be not what I'm witnessing. And the thing is, it's an acquired taste. That's what it is. They're making you acquire the taste every episode you watch. You slowly get more and more into it. And that's the benefit of making them look cool and all that. Another thing that helps with this is Kishin Tensu, which is the story model that mangakas use. Well, by the end of whatever story you're watching that has this, you think less of the places that they were and more of the characters themselves. It's character focused, shining a bigger spotlight on your characters, which is great. And I feel like people should start using it worldwide because it's the future. Because, the attention spans ain't going any slower. Which comes to my next point. It's faster. Yeah, they don't really waste your time. Anime can also make you think oh, I think they're jumping into this way too quickly, but then in the long run it actually pays off if you just stay and watch. And I think that's the only flaw it really has, but if you just introduce whatever you're introducing and don't make it seem like it's being introduced too quickly, but also introduce it quickly anyways, just have the audience convinced that it's fine, then you've mastered it seamlessly. you also have to give them a lot of reasons to stay, a lot of questions to ask. Leave holes unfilled for them. They'll fill it in with their own mind. And yeah, at first I really didn't like that one Bleach song it's like, and the one it's like, and I guess it's just the matter of, if you hear something a certain amount of times, then you're eventually going to like it. And I can see that philosophy coming true in a lot of anime. And these 2 points kind of intersect at the part where, kind of at that point where I said, well, it kind of feels like they're introducing this too fast, but then it ends up paying off in the end. And that's what I've been thinking about for a while. But if you agree, subscribe, or even if you don't, subscribe. At 591 right now, but you can make it 592 if you press that button. And yeah, I'm out. How it works is that there's an introduction, and then there's development, structure, and then you give them a plot twist. And then there's the conclusion of whatever part of the story it is. And then you just repeat. And then you repeat it. There's multiple twists, and it works every time. It's great. And it helps keep the person viewing the story like on their toes. It's always just great.
I'm going to release my Zanpakuto. Shatter Kyoka Suigetsu.
This is what I put at the end of my videos for the real ones who stay. Subscribe.